starting the video here on Facebook. Welcome everybody. All right, and so let me start off with doing this. All right, welcome everybody. This is the Let's Taco About It podcast with Chef Dominic. I'm Dominic Valenzuela, the chef and owner of Dia de los Tacos. This is the podcast that aims to break down the wall between the consumer and the passionate people who aim to please them. Every week, I'll be interviewing another chef from my hometown of Albuquerque, New Mexico, 505. And at the end of each episode, we will make a one-of-a-kind taco that represents my guest and their passion. Today, I'm happy to be here with a good buddy of mine, a chef that I have so much respect for, and really the reason why I came back home to Albuquerque, Chef Raul Maestas of Street Food Boulevard and Ohana Hut.
Hi, thank you for having me, Dom.
You got it, bud. Thanks for coming, man. For the people who don't know you, I'm sure like you're well known on the west side of town, but over here on the east side, maybe they don't know too much about you. Why don't you give them a little background?
All right, so where do we start? Yeah, it started all back in the day when Dom built his little shack truck. Yeah, and you started hitting the streets and threw me in there, and I was in the background doing it with you.
So 6 years ago,
6
years ago, 2012. I started Dia de los Tacos food truck here in Albuquerque, and it was generating a lot of buzz right away.
Oh, yeah.
And I was very ambitious about the opening day. I wanted to give away 500 tacos. And then as I got closer to it, I was like, no way I'm going to be able to do this by myself. So I think it was like a day or two before I hit you up. Yep. I was like, Raul, can you help me out? And we just had a blast, and from that moment on, it was like for sure, like every time that I needed help, I'm gonna hit up Raul. But before that, you came into Sakura Sushi and Grill because I was the head chef there, right?
Yes, I put an application in. I was formerly at the Tamaya, at the Hyatt, way over there in Bernalillo, and then went over there, and I had a little bit of, I had Japanese Hawaiian background, but that was in Las Vegas, Nevada, and that I saw posting that there was an opening, so I went over there, and that's when I first met you.
Okay. So before we get into that, let's go back a little bit. So you were born in Albuquerque, or?
No, I was born in Las Vegas, Nevada, actually.
Las Vegas, Nevada. Oh wow, not New Mexico.
So, well, my parents are from Las Vegas, New Mexico.
Oh, okay.
But they, wanted to go see the country or something. I don't know, the desert.
Yeah,
so they moved over there, and then I was consumed, and then I came out, and now they moved back.
Tell us more about that. How? No, I'm just kidding.
So they came back to Las Vegas, New Mexico, and then my dad stayed for a little while, and then he went back. And my mom stayed here, and I got raised by my mom.
Okay.
So
a lot of the chefs that you know nowadays, or whatever, that you have close connections with, Ernesto Duran or whatever, also
there's a lot of people from up north that are here in Albuquerque, and Ernesto, like for example, he was sitting on the couch one day, and he was like, "I need a job." I was like, "Put an application over there," and he went to the wrong Hyatt,
right?
But he went to the Hyatt, and he put it, and he's been doing it ever since.
Oh wow. That's crazy. Ernesto Duran, if you guys don't know him, amazing chef, another amazing chef, coming from where Raul was brought up, Las Vegas, New Mexico. Shout out to Ernesto.
Shout out.
Yeah, he'll be on one of these podcasts, or many of these podcasts soon to come for sure. Okay, so Las Vegas, New Mexico. What brought you here to Albuquerque?
So let's go back. In Las Vegas, New Mexico, it's a very small town. A lot of it's all chilly, and there's no really, the cuisine that we learned is basically just Southwestern. There's nothing else. Mm-hmm. There's a Chinese restaurant, I think, back then.
Right.
And everything's shut down at 9 o'clock. It's just a quiet ghost town, and it's a beautiful. I love that place. I love that town no matter what. But I went to the Army when I was 17. Went back to high school. Got out the Army until I was 19, and then I got out the Army, and I went to Las Vegas, Nevada. Mm. And I had a choice to work in the kitchen because I'm colorblind, work in the kitchen, or be a personnel administrative specialist.
Oh, okay.
Well, I didn't have any experience in the kitchen. Mine was, if my mom was cooking, she was like, "Get out of the kitchen, I'm cooking." Yeah. So I never thought I was going to be in this industry, basically, ever.
Wow.
So when I was out in Las Vegas, Nevada, I had a job. My dad says, "Raul, go put an application at this place. I know these people. It's an old Japanese Hawaiian restaurant inside the California Hotel." So I put, of course, I'm young, 19. I wanted to find my future.
Right.
So I put an application. I got training one day, and it's not just a dishwasher. I started as a dishwasher, but it's not just dishwashing over there.
Right.
That place is crazy busy all the time.
Yeah.
You're prepping, and then I just started paying attention to what these guys were doing, and they were killing it. They were just, this place was always busy.
Right.
And they're just doing so much. And then you start learning all these different types of, well, I never knew Japanese food or Hawaiian food. And you start learning about all this stuff and seeing and why they do it the way they do it. Mm-hmm. And it's baby steps, you know what I mean? It took time. And once I figured it out, though, I hit it with 100%. I worked every day. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
He called me in, I'm in.
Yeah.
Never called in. I loved that place. You know what I mean? It was like a family.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't Hawaiian, so it was always kind of the oddball.
Right.
But they accepted me. So they gave me the chance.
Right.
And then next thing you know, I proved that I can handle it. I ended up opening that restaurant. I worked there for 7 years. And then I decided to come back to the great state of New Mexico. Because the culture over here is different than over there,
So you were befriended by some Hawaiian folk, that was that when I lived in Hawaii, that was something that I noticed right away, that there was a similarity there between the people of New Mexico and the people of Hawaii. Like
there's Filipinos too, and for some reason they just all like.
They're very, very much about family.
They're very good-hearted people.
No, absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. But then they're also very tough love.
Oh yeah.
Kind of people. But
you can tell they're from the streets.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I loved about them, and it's kind of like just that tribal appreciation and kind of pack mentality that they have. They stick together.
They stick together. They're loyal.
Yeah.
Then find out later there's because Portuguese is a lot of Portuguese in Hawaii. I find out that I have Portuguese in me, so maybe that's what kind of guided me, and I felt right in or something.
That's awesome.
Because I didn't make that choice. You know what I mean? It kind of came to me, and I just went with it.
Right. Okay, so then you're back in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and then you're working at the Tamaya.
I was at the Tamaya.
Yeah, and how was that?
Oh, I loved it there. Then this is where I started learning more of the fine dining scene.
Right. Tamaya is the Hyatt.
Yeah, the Hyatt.
And you were at the Corn Maiden? Yeah, so he was at the Corn Maiden.
5 or 6 years.
Right. And that's where Chef Ernesto Duran, another shout out to him, that's where he is the exec chef at.
Yep.
So go check him out.
You start at the appetizers, and then you start learning. It's an open kitchen. It's a beautiful place.
Right.
Amazing place.
Oh, yeah.
And they bring in chefs from all over the world, and then they come. These chefs come. They work for a year or two, and then they leave. So you try to gather, because never went to school, so I try to gather as much information and learn as much as I can from them and their techniques, and then just do it my way a little bit. You know what I mean? Where they didn't know Southwestern food, so they would come to us, and they're like, "Okay, what is this green chili?" I was like, "Yeah, that's green chili. That's our staple, dish right here. that pepper. Oh, what do you want me to do with this? I don't know." So I'd see what he would make, and then we'd add it, or we'd play with it.
Yeah.
And a lot of it turned out excellent. Some of it's even still on the menus.
That's awesome.
So.
A specific dish that I remember that you told me about and that you had a hand in, right? Was the green chili?
Oh, that green chili.
Yeah.
What do you call them now? What are they called? It's been so long.
Yeah, the green
chili strips. Where it's like
green chili strips coated in cornbread.
Yeah. Oh no, you get the corn, the dried yellow corn, and you grind it up.
Oh, really?
And then you put the green chili, and then you rub it in that corn, and then you fry it.
And then they serve it with like a boursin, ranch.
Boursin ranch. Yeah. That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was another Hawaiian chef that helped do that too.
Really?
He was actually the executive chef or executive sous chef.
Right.
And he was there from Hawaii, and like right away, now it's like different terms.
Right.
He's over here, and there's nobody from his place, but he was an amazing chef.
That's awesome.
And so he learned from him too.
So you've always had kind of a Hawaiian kind of influence. It seems like.
It seems like, yeah, because that's where I started. You know what I mean? And I always want to keep that with me through my whole life. You know what I mean? Because that's your roots.
Yeah, absolutely. So even as much as New Mexico and Las Vegas, New Mexico is your roots, you still have this tie to Hawaiian.
Exactly.
That's beautiful, man. Since we're talking about Hawaii, I want to shout out the unofficial sponsor of the Let's Talk About It podcast today, Aloha Made juices and nectars and stuff. If you're thirsty, Raul, please, dig in. if you want to be featured on Let's Talk About It podcast, please reach out to me, DM me, and let's get some product over here. So I remember you coming up. So after Tamaya, that's when you came to me, right? And I was the head chef at Sakura Sushi and Grill, head sushi chef. I remember Joyce. She comes up and she's like, "Hey, can you interview this guy? He says he wants to do sushi, but I need him for the kitchen."
Yeah.
I believe. So I remember interviewing you, and right off the bats, I was like, "Yes, this guy has some talent. He's got the work ethic, you know." Just I remember you sitting across from me, man, just dead stare in my eyes or whatever, and like I can just tell like you were not bullshitting me. And so I tell Joyce, I was like, "Joyce, I really want him for sushi. You know, he really wants to learn sushi, and I think it'd be smart." But you know, I was told we can't have two Chicanos over there making sushi. Yeah. That's not the direction we want to portray up there.
I'll stay in the back.
Yeah, they're like you're a little chinky-eyed, so you're good, you know. But Raul, yeah, we know he's not, you know, Asian. But that was a lot of fun there. I remember, you know, just the times working there. You know, having you in the back, I just knew it was always. Like, we were good.
We were good. We killed it.
Yeah. We had a great team, man. You in the kitchen, me running the sushi bar and stuff. I went through a lot of sushi chefs because it was always hard to keep people around when you have high standards.
Exactly.
And
there's not many sushi chefs available. There's a lot of sushi restaurants, but not a ton of sushi chefs.
Right. And the sushi chefs that we were getting, you know, I was having some guys with 20 years experience, you know, but New Mexican sushi is totally different than any kind of sushi anywhere else, you know, because we didn't grow up with a huge appreciation of seafood.
Exactly.
So, you know, you have a lot of people wanting the imitation crab and wanting just rolls.
It's still like 10 years behind.
Yeah.
The coast,
Right.
where San Diego and stuff like that.
Exactly.
It is
where people like they want to taste the fish.
We're just getting introduced to it.
Yeah.
And we're it's our job now here in New Mexico is to, how do you say it, break that ice, because here like everybody wants well done fish.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't eat raw fish. Mm-hmm. It's okay to eat raw fish.
Oh, absolutely.
And sushi's not all raw.
Well, yeah.
And that's what we need to establish. Everybody needs to know it's not all raw.
No,
There's cooked rolls. We can sear it for you. We can bake it for you. You know what I mean? Don't take it as eating sushi is just gonna eat raw fish.
No, that's the stereotype that everybody has about sushi is that, oh, it's raw fish. No, I don't eat raw fish. It's like,
I'm
no.
not going in there. You don't even.
It's like, no.
Hold on. Open the door. Sit down and let us show you. And it's hard too when they sat at the sushi bar. Remember, and you're trying to talk to the sushi chef, and there was a language barrier. Remember all those, you know, and and you're trying the guest is like I was a guest too. You know, I went to places, and I was asked, hey, what are you making? And it was, you know, he didn't really know too much English, so it was kind of hard. So we never kind of, as a customer experience, you want to know what they're doing and get a detailed information, and then let them kind of show you. So that's what I try to do now. I was like, okay, let me show you this. If you don't like, what do you like? You like shrimp? We'll give you a shrimp baked roll. You know what I mean? So that way you can try it, and maybe you'll like it. But give it a chance.
And I think that's what you can attribute a lot of your friends and your followers to you, and like what attracts people to you is that you take the time to teach them and educate them. And that's exactly our job as chefs of what we need to do. You know, like we're telling our story. You know, we're seeing something that we appreciate, and we want to bring this to you
share
or whatever.
It with everybody else.
Going back, sushi is actually refers to the rice, seasoned rice. So it's just pickled rice. So anything with pickled rice is now sushi. And so, like out here in New Mexico, one of the most popular rolls is the New Mexico roll, tempura fried.
It is our biggest seller over there.
Yeah, tempura fried green chili, and some spicy stuff, you know. But yeah, when I was the head chef over there at Sakura, you know, we had a list of what? It was like 30,
oh my God,
30 rolls or something like that. Yeah.
Sushi
and then I just kept the natural instinct in me, just wanted to continue to create, you know, and I always would start with a sauce. You know, but I would always refer back to my time in Hawaii and just those flavors of like sweet, and then
bring that and share it with
bringing in the
here.
heat. Yeah, so a lot of like sweet chili and stuff like that. One thing about Hawaii that a lot of people don't know is that it's, you know, there's a lot of multicultural. You got a lot of different things that pass through there. Korean influence, Japanese influence, Chinese, Filipino. You know, there's even Mexican, Spanish influence going through there. And that's what makes it such a unique place. A lot like New Mexico. And so it makes sense, like we never talked about this or whatever, but you have a very unique style of food, and like your flavor profiles and what you how you build a plate.
Exactly.
One of the things that I really like about your cooking is your plating. Your plating is phenomenal. And now hearing
it's like an art. It's an art. So I was good at drawing when I was a kid, but it's like an artist gets, you're not gonna get rich or make a living off drawing or painting. You can if you're really good, but I'm just average. So I try to change it. It's on your dish. We take all this time to create this dish, this masterpiece, and then we give it out. And when you see the plate coming back, I'm looking at the plate to see if it's wiped out. It took me, however long to get it precise the way I want it, and I say, okay, that's beautiful, send it out, and then 3 minutes later, it's coming back empty. Well, and then I'm like, okay, I hope they like the way it looked. I hope they like the way it tasted. Well, if the plate's empty, then I guess I did my job, right?
Right.
And then and you're off to the next one, and then you're off to the next one. So each person it's not just one person I'm trying to make happy. It's every single person that comes in.
Yeah,
it's an art.
That's the one thing I totally respect about your plating is that, yes, it changes up every time. And you have, like, now this huge collection of art pieces. Thank God for technology that we have now to, like, take pictures of this stuff.
I remember when Facebook first came out, and I took that first picture. I think I still have it. It was all old, and you know what I mean? It's not like the cameras you have nowadays, you know what I mean? But I remember I think I have Polaroids.
Yeah.
When the old Polaroid before cell phones, and I have a picture of a dish, and I'm like, wow, that's where he started, and now you're here.
Yeah. Could you imagine every night? Hold on, before that plate goes out, click, 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 click.
We try, but that it's so difficult.
Yeah.
I wish somebody would just stand there and take pictures, I think even to, like, filming us in the kitchen, when it's a Friday night and,
sometimes
we're jamming, I try, but it's, nobody wants to sit there for 2 hours watching the whole video. If I would like to do it, and we edit it too.
Well, I think what we need to do is
show them the real life.
Is just
because it's chaos. It's like in your mind, you're just going as fast as you can, make sure that, hey, you got this, you got that. Make sure there's plates, forks, napkins, and everybody's doing their job. And then when I walk out of the restaurant and I go in the dining room and everybody's just there having a good time, and I'm just like, oh, okay, it's calm down. Everybody's happy. Then I go back in the kitchen, there it goes again. And it's intense,
No, absolutely.
And I wish people could see that side of it. Because a lot of kitchens, in the future, I want an open kitchen. So when it's busy, you can talk to us and you can see what we're doing in this. It's not easy. Don't get, you know what I mean? It takes skilled people to do what we do, and that's why it's so hard.
Well, it takes time. It takes time to get to that level. You have to have.
But you have to be a good teacher, and we have to teach this next generation of the basics and to get them to that level if they choose that path. Though.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know how hard it is to.
Well, the hardest part is really to get them to be patient with the process, like, because this is a long process. You're devoting, you're committing your life to this.
Oh yeah.
Which affects other aspects of your life. Like, you don't really understand what you're signing up for until years down the road. You know
and all the sacrifices, relationships.
Everybody buys into the rock star appeal of it. Like you said, just seeing those guys and, oh man, they're flirting with the girls and whatever. They're badasses playing with fire and throwing knives
TV,
around.
You're making dishes and people are loving it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But the reality is,
the real life of it is it's
some backbreaking.
It's a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hours. You don't get holidays off. If there's a birthday and you have to work, you got to work. That's just the way you get cut. You fix it and you get back on there and keep cooking. You know what I mean?
Because ultimately, like, you really have to love what you're doing. Like,
you have to be passionate.
Somebody asked me the other day, and like, how many days do you work, Dom? I said, well, I don't work. Like, I love what I'm doing. So
exactly.
like,
it's not work.
It's exactly like what they said. Like,
they're like, how many hours you work? It doesn't matter.
I want to be here. I never look at that clock. Yeah.
I do have I have the daughter and I raise on my own, and I want to always be there for her too.
Right.
But if she's busy with her friends or something, I just focus all my mind into my work because that's what I love to do.
It's even more impressive hearing that you're a single father and a restaurant owner,
a 13-year-old
chef, like that.
And I've been teaching her, but I won't force her to work. I'll show her. I'll let her kind of volunteer because when my parents told me, "Oh, you need to go do this," well, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna do what you say, you know.
Right.
And I want just her to make that decision when she decides to do it. Like she's done a California roll. She's made tacos on the food truck.
Right.
She's been in the restaurants since when I was with you. She used to go in there, remember, and hang out with us.
Oh, yeah.
She goes to the kitchen. She'll dishwash. She'll sit outside, and you know, she goes to the food fights that I've done.
Mm-hmm.
She's seen it, and maybe one day, I don't know if she'll choose this path, but the door is open for her, and she has something established.
You post a lot about her artwork.
She's very good at drawing.
Yeah, she's
That's
an
why-
amazing artist, man.
That's why I was like, follow. What do you want to do? You know what I mean? It's your choice. I can't force her.
And nowadays there are so many different tools at our disposal. Like, you know, like, I mean,
Technology has
yeah.
changed the future. You know what I mean?
Oh my God! Like anybody can, you know, like what we're doing now. We're just broadcasting about our lives and stuff like that. But it's something that we're passionate about, and that's why it's easy to talk about. And I think that sometimes the younger generation may try to expedite, like, you know, speed that up and just get from point A to point B instead of like understanding that this is
It takes
years of experience.
and you got to go through the worst of it to get to the best of it.
Exactly.
And you're never the star. You're never on top. You got to go through the gutter to get there.
What can you say to somebody who's a chef, you know, maybe coming up and who just had the worst night of their life? You know, like,
Don't give up. You learn from that day, and you sleep it off, and don't carry a grudge, and wake up the next day and challenge yourself to get past that.
Yeah.
To not get to that level where you think you failed. Sometimes, you know, we've been in that kitchen situation where that dish came back. That's what, you know, that hurts the heart.
Oh, yeah.
The dish comes back, and because you know, I either half-assed it or I fucked it up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, damn, shit. You know what I mean? Okay, let's redo it, and then I redo it. But still, I go home with that one complaint.
Yeah.
Affects me all night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes I toss and turning. This is not nowadays. It doesn't happen all the time as much. But when you're learning and you're going through it, and you're tossing and turning and you can't sleep because what you didn't do the best that you can be.
Absolutely.
So you wake up the next day, put your shoes on, put your apron on, and do it again.
Yeah.
Try your best and don't give up.
Absolutely. Yeah. Every day is just something new. Like Mark said it, I think on the last podcast about like problem solving. He's a problem solver. And that's exactly what it is. You only become you have to have that natural instinct. Okay, there's a problem here. We got to fix it.
Exactly.
But then,
Mark's very smart.
But then through experience, like, do you actually know how to fix these problems, or actually have the confidence to
do the proper, you know, solve the situation?
Exactly.
And that's where we learn through experience, and that's where you use everything that you've learned in this whole thing and how they handled it, the people who taught you.
Right.
There's a reason why they handled it the way they did it, because they already went through all that too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All those steps. So now if there's a problem or something going down, there's a reason why I do the things the way I do them now, so that way they don't have to go through all that.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I'm going to show you this way, and they're like, well, how come you do it this way? And then, okay, I'll explain it to you why I'm doing it this way, because I already tried it these million ways, and this is what works, okay? Because sometimes we have to self-taught, you know? There's no handbook of what we do, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There's not steps you can follow. There's school, they could teach you the basics, but when you're out there in the field like that, you learn and you just absorb it and take it, you know what I mean? And always listen to other people's. We don't know everything. We're still learning every day. I just take advice, criticism, take it as part of that's making you stronger.
Absolutely.
And better.
Yeah. Because ultimately, I used to tell my chefs, like, I'm not going to be a jerk to you, or the cooks under me. I'm not going to be a jerk to you, because ultimately I know that you will beat yourself up more than I can ever, beat you up, because you're going to go home and you're going to think about you. I'll give you that disappointed look, when you mess up.
The silent treatment or
something. Yeah, but I'm not gonna be Gordon Ramsay and be throwing anything across the kitchen.
Exactly.
But I think that's an important lesson.
When you do make a mistake, man up to your mistake.
Absolutely.
Don't say, oh, well, blame it on other people or blame it on this. We all make a mistake every day. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong. It's life. Mm-hmm. But when you make a mistake, look person in the eye and say, I made that mistake. Yeah. I'll fix it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then then problem solved.
Absolutely. Yeah, owning up to your mistake. Yeah, very important lesson, man. I'm excited for the young cooks that you got coming up under you. You got your cousin over there, or I'm sorry, your nephew.
Everybody
Jordan.
that I have on this team at the other place is they had no experience really in the kitchen, maybe as a server here and there, and then now we have the way we. It's not just me. It's the team the people that are still there too. You know what I mean? And the ones that have left their piece, their whatever. You know, when they came in and they worked in that restaurant, it's still there.
Right.
The good and bad, and the people that are still working there learn from that too, because it's not all just my idea. You know what I mean? It's the circle of. And now the team they're all learned. How do you say it? It's my job now, I see it, to teach the next generation of everything I've learned.
Yeah.
And hopefully, whether they choose this path or they don't, I want to give them the best knowledge and teach them the right way to do things the best I can, because I feel relieved. I go home and no, you know what it is? You step back on a Friday night when it's busy and you're watching them and everybody's, the dishes are getting backed up and they just jump in there and they're helping the dishwasher. The servers are backed up, the dishwasher runs over there to bus tables, you know what I mean? And the team, when everybody's doing everything, that's a solid team.
Yeah.
And I don't like the one person, if you're on a, saute. Oh, I only do saute, I don't do anything else. No. I'm trying to create, I love to do everything, but I have to be the lead by example.
Right.
So I'm going to be, if I'm washing dishes, if I'm throwing the trash, even though I own it, I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? I don't mind throwing the trash.
Yeah.
I'll mop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's no big deal. Just because it's that person's duty and they're backed up, well, give them help. You know what I mean? Because you were there and somebody helped you. You know what I mean? I probably helped you because I'm just a giver, like that. So that's how I see it now. And I think the team that we have right now they're solid and they're young and they're learning a trade that, how do you explain it? You can go to school for what we do, but it's a bigger circle.
Right.
You'd have to go to 2-3 different schools because I don't just teach them the kitchen. There's business savvy. There's the purchasing. There's you know what I mean? Everything, the cleaning, everything that goes down to it's a whole as a unit. Everybody pretty much knows everything.
Right.
And that's why I feel I've accomplished so far.
Absolutely. Your work ethic and your kind of like your ability to just be like, okay, let's go and do whatever. Where do you get that from?
I don't know.
Was that from your army training?
No, I think I just always been like that. I don't mind getting dirty. You know what I mean? Somebody has a flat tire, I'll pull over and help them. You know what I mean? That's just the way you gotta. I think that's just to be just a natural thing. Maybe my family. Yeah. My family all givers, so you know what I mean. I got raised that way, so give back.
Absolutely. That's awesome, man.
Don't expect anything in exchange, though.
No, for sure.
You know what I mean? It comes back in different ways.
Absolutely. No, it totally does. That's something that everybody always thinks is like, what's in it for me? Yeah. Just get that out.
Some people think that.
Yeah. You get that out of your mind and just love because you want to love, give because you want to give, and
you'll live a peaceful, hopefully long life.
Absolutely. People think I'm cheesy when I say I'm not in it for the money or whatever. I go into work just to appreciate the smiles and the gratification that I get from these customers and
the relationships that we built with the bartender, with the manager on that end, with
and
everybody.
And these are all resources that help you out later on in life when you never
treat everybody equal. The dishwasher is just as important as the head chef. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We can't do our job without them.
Everybody plays a very important
role.
Yeah, man. The head chef needs that mental space, to be able to think of new specials and think of new innovative things, but he can't do that when he's worried unless he has somebody strong on the line, a strong team that's taking care of those other responsibilities.
Exactly right.
And it's hard you have to sift through a lot of sand in order to build that.
It's 2 steps back, 1 step forward.
No matter what. Yeah, for sure.
It gets good and it get comfortable, and then you're like, okay, it's a little bit too comfortable now. Let's change the menu to keep you on your toes because you can't get comfortable. Then mistakes happen. Then people are joking around and it's not serious. It's serious, fun, and work, but sometimes it gets a little bit.
Absolutely.
We all want to go to work and I don't feel like doing this today. Well, we have to push them and teach them, get this done, and you guys are good. You guys can not do whatever you want, but have a little fun. You know what I mean? But get your prep done.
Right.
Set up your station. Get organized. Be ready. And if it's slow, relax. You know what I mean? If you sit down, and because it's hard in a sushi restaurant like that, you get breaks, but like I don't need an hour break. Like, does anybody need an hour break? I guess that's the law.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I'm good with a 5-minute break and come back in. I'm ready to go again.
Right. Yeah.
I'd rather take 10 5-minute breaks than a half an hour because then I'm tired and lazy. Remember we used to take a nap at Sakura?
Yeah. Oh, man. And then you always come back. That's why
We'd go sleep on the booth.
Yeah.
And then you had to work. It was horrible.
Yeah, it's kind of like a thing. And actually, I've been doing it here. This week is changing at Dia de los Tacos. We're going to be open straight through. But I was closing for just that mid-break or whatever where everybody goes back to work from lunch and just the restaurant is slow. And so in a lot of Asian sushi restaurants and stuff like that,
they do that.
They close down for the break. And then so being at Sakura, we would get 2-hour break and usually take a nap. Yeah. I remember you would we used to go play basketball. We go to the gym, and that actually kept us energized to get through the night. And then you just sleep like
it was going to the gym or playing basketball helped us. We didn't need a Red Bull.
Yeah.
Because we were already, come on. That was a long hour.
Then we go home and just crash out.
Yeah.
Just crash out, So it actually helped us out there. So this much passion and this much just you being so engulfed in work and happy with what you're doing, it's hard, would you agree, to find somebody relationship-wise?
Oh, it's very difficult. I mean, that's the hardest thing, I think, for us, is we are good men, and we don't work the 9 to 5, okay? And my experience is relationships have ended because we don't get to spend time together. Well, when I have time, I'll spend it all with you, you know what I mean? But stick by my side, have my back. I have your back, and let's get through, because it's not, especially when we first started the business, you know what I mean? We're starting from something like there's no book. I'm going to give it 100%. I think I worked like 38 days straight when we first opened just because we're 60, or I don't remember what it was. I think it was 62 days or something like that. Straight because I wanted to make sure I'm going to give my all in, and I'm all in on this. This is my name, you know what I mean? My brand, and I want to, if it fails, then I could go home and I failed. Right. But I'm going to give it my all, and and I did sacrifice a lot. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I think a strong woman can make us even better.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But then, that, I don't know whatever that's going to happen. That's why we're single, right?
Yeah. So what would you say that you need the most, like in a relationship? Ladies, listen up.
Oh, you just need somebody to have your back. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you wake up in the morning, have a good day at work. Good morning. Mm-hmm. That makes my day. Right. You know what I mean? A good morning, a greeting of some sort. You know what I mean?
Sometimes it takes some understanding from them too, and really like the only way to understand is to actually like have gone through some of that yourself, or like know what working those amount of hours is like, or like there's the 5 languages of love. One of them is acts of service, and so service is actually a way of loving somebody, and unless that person receives love like that, then will they fully understand? You might as well be speaking a different language to them.
Because they don't know that.
Because they don't see it as love. Yeah. Maybe they just got it all like that when growing up or for whatever reason, and never actually looked at like this is what love is. But somebody who can appreciate that and maybe sometimes give you that back. I tell people, just really like a cup of coffee in the morning. A girl who brings me some coffee, and
I'll make
and doesn't and just can understand my work, that I'm always at work.
And be positive about it. You know what I mean? Don't. Oh, you work too much. Oh, you never have time for me. Don't put us down. You know what I mean? I'm trying to build. We're trying to make something where we don't have to do this our whole lives. That's why we're not in the kitchen. We're not just working for somebody. We're doing this now. Like mine it's for us, for our future. Mm-hmm. Now that's why we changed from working for corporate industries. Now we own this. You know what I mean? We're owners.
Right.
And we want it to succeed, and we're going to sacrifice a lot to get there. And it's coming, you know what I mean? There's light at the end of the tunnel.
Absolutely.
But have a back, be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sit by my side through this, and everything will be better as time goes.
Absolutely.
And
Just believe
in us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Believe in us that we're gonna get there.
Yeah, we don't mess around. You know what I mean? This is real life, future. This is us. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I think this is where, like, the money side of thing, like, everybody thinks that like money is everything, and it's not. Sometimes
it's not.
It's what just motivates you to keep going in life, and keep climbing and keep challenging yourself, keeping yourself busy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want to be comfortable, because in my mind, you might as well lay down and just be dead. Yeah.
The old chef that I look up to, the one that gave me the chance in Nevada, the old Japanese chef, his kid, his family all worked there. He was the master he was the head. He was the one that did everything. Right. And we used to say, when are you gonna retire, Larry? And he's just like, if I retire, I'm gonna die. You know what I mean? And he worked all the way till the end, till he passed. You know what I mean? Wow. And it wasn't because of the money. It's just because he liked to be active, and that's how So that's my mentor, my teacher. So I see it that way too. I could have one day we have a franchise, I still want to be in the kitchen. You know what I mean? I don't have to work the 12 hours.
Yeah.
But let me go work 6 or 7. You know what I mean? If I'm old, I'll go be a greeter. As long as I'm there acknowledging with the people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just the way I'm gonna always be. I can't change that. That's what I envision.
No, absolutely. You create a beautiful environment around you and a great circle of people. Everybody that I met from you has always been great people, and it reemphasizes the name of your brand, your restaurant, Ohana Hut. Ohana meaning family.
Yeah.
And hut, yeah, just a small little intimate space. When I was in Japan, all those little restaurants, there are just so many small little restaurants / bars /
Those are that's so cool.
And they're just like totally whoever that person is, and it just reminded me of like going over to a friend's house and going into their room, and they got all their posters and whatever they like on the wall, or going into their clubhouse, and that's
what there should be more of out here. Like,
absolutely.
Like now I come here, I see what you're doing. I could eat some of your food and get your experience, and then you know what I mean?
Jam
go to
out
mine.
To my music,
and then, and then we go to, there's other chefs out there. There's Mike White, go in there and you can see what he's doing, talk to him. And that's what I enjoy now a lot of is going to visit these other chefs, because now we met a lot of people, and we're going over there just to say hi and, just to check them out, and if we can help, we'll help them. You know what I mean?
If you go over there to see
If you ever need help, and you're busy, I'll jump in, bro. Put me on dish,
exactly.
Whatever you need. Anybody.
Yeah.
And then also too, if anybody out there if you want to come and learn and see what we're doing, and the door is open. Come fill out an application. If you'd like to do it, if you want to do it, you're welcome to come. Mm-hmm. If you change your mind, we're not going to be sad that you left. We'll still be friends. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's no. The door is open.
We'll talk a little bit of shit, but just a little bit. A scotch.
But the door is always open. Anybody wants to learn and come see what we do and come visit.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that.
And it just goes back to like what we enjoy, which is consistently learning. There's always something new to learn or whatever. So going into somebody else's kitchen.
And then listening to the other people too. Hey, what if we put some mushroom in that? I don't like mushroom.
Yeah.
Okay, you think so? Well, let's try it with mushroom.
Yeah.
But you're gonna eat it because I don't like mushrooms. And if what we do is we'll make a special, we'll put it on the table, let everybody try it, and then I want everybody's input because you know what I mean. I like that. I like the way I made it, but maybe you had to add something for texture, and gave it that crunch that it needed. Boom, done deal.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, that thing is on the menu, and you feel like you were a part of that roll or dish.
Absolutely.
You'll get that. Oh my God, I thought I was a part of that.
There's an attachment.
And then it just. You're going to want more and more and more and more because you're part of this.
Yeah.
And you feel so good about it when people are eating, they enjoy it. And then your mom comes and you're like, hey Mom, I remember my first dish when the chef let me go ahead and make something.
Right.
I was like, all right. And then mom or cousin comes and they're like, here, try what I made. And they're like, oh, that's so good. Of course, your family's going to say that's good. But then, there's somebody else, hey, dishwasher, try that.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like it. Well, how come you didn't like it? And I want the opinion. You know what I mean? Yeah. I want to know what I did wrong.
Exactly. Yeah. I always tell everybody, you don't have to like everything. Just try everything.
Yeah.
You know? Like, at least try it, and then
Give it a chance.
Form an opinion about it after you try it. But don't, like,
Right away, it's disgusting.
and there's
Yeah.
would you say there's a lot of, the older generation, some of them that keeps influencing some of the generation that
Yes.
we're continuing to grow up with, and that are coming up now.
Nowadays, there's vegans and vegetarians
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot more.
Oh, yeah.
So we have to make our market, what we do in our menus, just like here and over there, is we're there to feed all them too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But you're right. Like the kids, I'll give you an example. When my daughter was little, if I don't like mushrooms or olives, but I'm not gonna say I don't like them in front of her, and I never did that. And now, she likes them,
Right.
and me and her go eat, wherever we can because we love food, and she gets to experience all that too. And now she's grown up, and now she drinks water,
Right.
on her own, like she'll a water or a Sprite. She doesn't like sodas really and stuff like that on her own. Because I don't drink sodas, I drink water or beer. But her palate is she'll try anything.
Right.
Versus, I don't like that, and then it gets engraved in your head that if they don't like it, I'm not going to try it.
Absolutely.
And how do we end that? It'll never end.
Yeah. But we can continue to promote to not fear.
Yeah.
There are so many.
Just because Mama said she didn't like it, don't mean you won't like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I always think of remember that movie The Mist or
I
whatever?
haven't seen it.
No.
The Mist.
Or Mist or The Fog
Misters.
or something like that. Yeah, but it's a horror movie where there's like this cloud of fog, and some scary stuff is inside that fog. So people stay out of the mist.
Okay.
And so I kind of think of New Mexico sometimes, Albuquerque, in that light as like you don't go past certain areas of town because it's just too scary. You know what I mean? And so there are people that have just stayed in their one spot. Look through life through the window, which is the television, and that's who's educating them, is the TV, which is not what it really
Life,
is.
yes.
It's not real life.
You're totally right.
Yeah, and so when I decided that I was 18, that was my first thing: is just get out there into the mist, whatever, and start battling, and then you start
right.
peeling back layers and realizing, no, this isn't scary at all. These people are not what you think they are.
Yeah.
Californians, Californians. What's up? Yeah, going surfing today or what? No, but you got to go out there and just check it for yourself. Like that's
Don't be afraid.
that's the point of what we're getting at here is not.
I think
fear.
it helped huge in me being a better person was to get out that mist too when I took off to the Army, when I went to Nevada.
Yeah.
I've been here and there, but not too long, but that you get there and you see a different way of life, the culture.
Right.
You see it's totally different out there, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
than here. New Mexico, I feel comfortable here because this is our, I'm a Hispanic native, and this is our culture kind of deal.
Yeah.
So we're comfortable here. Once you get out to the outer part of the world, with the name Raul, there's a little prejudice, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I was stereotyped because of just my name.
Yeah.
I didn't even care what I look like. I knock on the door, I'm going to go pick up a girl at her house, 19 years old.
Yeah.
She lived with her mom. Hey, I'm Raul. I'm here to pick up, so-and-so. Oh, okay, just wait outside. She'll be right out, okay? So I knock on the door. Hey, this is Chris. I'm here to pick up so-and-so. Oh, come on in, Chris. It doesn't make any freaking... I never experienced that until I left, you know what I mean, New Mexico.
Uh-huh.
So...
Yeah, no.
That's what happened.
Yeah, living in California, one of the main questions that you meet somebody new, and especially as a sushi chef there, they would ask, "What are you? Where are you from?" And
You speak English.
Yeah, and I just thought, I'm not gonna give you that answer. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can just sit here and talk to me and figure it out, as we talk. But I can give you an answer, but you're not gonna get the full story. I could tell you I'm New Mexican, but you know nothing about New Mexico.
Exactly.
So then I have to educate you on New Mexico, and
Totally right. So you went through that too. Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. And so when outside of New Mexico, you say you're from New Mexico, and people are like, "Oh, so you're Mexican?" No, like the region that I'm from, this is where my family was raised. Like, they were like Pueblo people.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And like they built their homes inside of mountains and hills.
That's
and
why
stuff.
I did the Ancestry.com too.
Yeah.
My mom made me do it, and it shows you.
Yeah.
where you're from and where they settled and stuff like that. So now we have more education because before we were only told that. But at the end of the day, we're all the same people.
Absolutely.
Anywhere in the world.
Exactly.
We're all from different places.
We all love family. We all
I think here we all kind of tight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, like
we're loyal.
We stick together. We do.
But don't cross us, because then right away you're the enemy, and then all the Norteños and everybody comes, and then it gets all crazy.
And it gets all crazy.
Flying.
Yeah, once it gets going, it's time. It's really tough to break those battles up. What would you say is your musical like influence in the kitchen? Like in the kitchen, I know that
I have music on every day.
Yeah.
We change it up.
Yeah.
Thursday's country. I don't mind it. Some people hate it. Now you learn to love it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I have 80s night, and then we change it because nowadays you have that speaker. Okay, Google, play this, and they'll play any song you want. Nowadays. Not, oh my God! Back then we had when I first was in the kitchens, we had a little radio with 3 stations, and that's what you listen to, and you learn to love that music.
Absolutely.
And it was, it wasn't rap or none of that. That was 80s.
Yeah.
It was Madonna.
Right.
You know what I mean? Janet Jackson. That's what you listened to. That was playing. That's what you had.
Yeah.
Nowadays we get to pick and choose what we want, but
what do you?
We basically put a song. We put a song on. We put a song on to get the day started.
Right.
Like today's song was Return of the Mac. Well, I don't know who sings. I forgot, but I heard it and I was just turned it up. I was like, that's the jam of the day. You know what I mean? So.
That's the tone.
Yes, that's the tone for the day. And yesterday was some Stevie B, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's spring love, It's supposed to be spring, but it's snowing yesterday.
Oh
my God, it snowed over there at my house. I have it on film. It was snowing.
Yeah, it was like 75, 80 degrees out here the other day. And then now we got snow and rain and just cold weather. It's like, what is going on, man? If you had to just choose one, because for some reason, like,
no choice in one.
Like,
I love metal.
I take you as
rock.
like just like a classic rock type of dude.
I'll put on some Mellow Man Ace.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
That's awesome. No, man, that's totally it.
Creed.
Yeah.
People don't like Creed though. Oh, right away they get mad at me.
Yeah, don't play that around me.
You know, like don't the arms wide open, or
that messes up my artistic flow, man. Do not play that around me.
Where's the radio?
Yeah.
Put it on right now.
No, but it's totally like just our kitchens and stuff. Those are our. I call it like my workshop.
It's like a barbershop too. Remember, like the movie Barbershop?
Oh, yeah.
The music's playing, and the camera's just showing everybody having a good time, talking, laughing. That's what I love.
Absolutely.
And it's busy, and the stress is there, but we're just jamming. And then the song comes on, and you do a little dance,
right?
Shake a little, do some. I can't dance like that.
Show it for the camera.
No, I can't do that. Cholo song comes on, you're doing the Cholo dance. Dominic does what is that one with your patas?
Oh yeah, the little crip walk.
Yeah.
Tako walk.
And we stop for that brief second in that case. Well, it's not. It's just that focus of executing our job.
Staying loose.
And you stop and you just get it and you feel it and you're just right. And it goes into the food. Here's what it is. You're happy. And you're doing your job, and you're just killing. That food is happy to the customer. That customer is happy. They go home happy.
That's
what
I mean?
They
know to
If
expect.
I'm all stressed out, pissed off, and that dish is going to be pissed off, and then that customer is going to be pissed off, and then they're going to go home and be pissed off to somebody else.
Yeah,
we need to stop that.
It's the vibration that we're sending out, man.
Exactly.
That's totally right. Absolutely. We used to have dance battles in the kitchen. I remember, like, if there was a disagreement, like we used to, like off. Marcos Espinoza, he knows this. Even Mark Quinones, when we were over there at Whiskey, I remember a few dance battles I was in, and.
Dance.
Oh yeah, man. No, but it's definitely about staying loose and just having a good vibe.
There was an old movie from the 70s, I think, that they used to break dance battle. You know
oh
what I mean?
yeah,
Look at it. It's still carrying its way here now.
Heck yeah, man. No,
that's the way.
But the past is what's making our future, and everything. We got 50s, 60s, 80s, 90s, and now 2000s, and all this trend is. Who knows where we'll be in the next 10 years? It's to me it seems like it's coming a little bit back to the 80s. It seems like I think more big hair bands are coming in. And it's taking everything from all these years, and it's making new people. Like nowadays, you know, like my daughter, all of a sudden she likes skateboards and Vans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was a generation of that in my generation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there was hippies, and there was, you know, the jocks, and there was the gangsters. You know what I mean? And it's the same cycle every year, but now it's changed.
Yeah.
The gangsters don't. They got tight pants on. They ain't got them baggy ones anymore. You know what I mean?
Those Jinkos that we
there's
used
no
to
more.
wear. But
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You can hide a whole freaking skateboard
The 40 and
everything. Yeah.
But now all that food is changing as well too. I mean,
Absolutely.
we grew up on a smothered burrito that was huge. I see more. We need to do a little bit healthier now. So that's what I'm always trying to create, is something a little bit more healthier, because I don't need that big old burrito, and I don't want to waste food, and I'll eat the whole thing because I don't want to throw it away.
Absolutely.
Or you know what I mean? And I'll take it home and I'll eat it.
Yeah.
But I know, like, my daughter I don't want leftovers, Dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want fresh. Why'd you order all that food? So I'll eat it. I'll eat her food, and then that's why I got a panza. You know what I mean?
That's for the beer.
And beer, but if we learn we're evolving now the cuisine and everywhere. It's smaller portion. You know, eat smaller portion 6 times a day. Like, you know, it's not just because you're working out or whatever, and maybe just shrink the portion so there's no waste.
Right.
You know, you don't want to eat, especially in the kitchen. You don't want to have a compost bucket full of food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, now I want a compost bucket full of trash. You know what I mean? There's no food thrown away, and that's there's no waste because we're throwing too much food away.
Absolutely.
That buffets are, oh my God, you know what I mean? I worked in buffets.
Working at I was just telling about them last night working at the hotels. Like,
That's too much waste.
when you have those banquets and those buffets, there is so much waste. Like, literally, like
They could feed
55-gallon trash
They
cans
could feed all kinds
full
of people.
of just food. Full of just food. You know,
and there's people starving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. You know, it's so crazy.
I'd rather make the portion smaller. We can throw out a food truck and go donate some food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To people that are hungry, instead of smothering people with a large portion and they're just going to throw it away. You know what I mean?
I'm glad that you know, you being my business partner and stuff, and, you know, my good friend, and somebody that we're gonna have more just great things come about.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad that we're on the same page about that. As far as you know, like, I load my tacos up with veggies and tons of different vegetables and stuff like that. And you do the same thing with your poke bowls and your sushi rolls over there too. You have a lot of fresh vegetables, a lot of colors. And now, I think you told me before that you were colorblind, but I had no idea. Yeah. And so seeing the art that you create and the combination of I think that's wild, man. You're just a really awesome guy.
Thanks.
Man.
You are amazing there, Dom.
Thanks, there, pal.
He's getting a little
Little
tear-eyed
Hallmark. I was mixing wasabi.
Hey, why are your eyes red?
Don't cry.
You're
Turn off the
sunburned.
camera. Shut up. No,
I see it in the future. You know, let's give more back to our community as well too.
Absolutely.
So,
well, that was
anybody else wants to come out and jump in with us and jump on the food truck, let's go feed some people. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I'm down to do it anytime.
Yeah, that was the reason for coming back home, was to finally commit to, you know, I've gathered enough information and stuff that I've seen, experiences, that I want to come home, just give all that back here to New Mexico, and yes, build up the community around me, because
once you retire, then you can go back and go to the beach.
Because everybody just sees the world through that lens, and I want to give them experience and give them pointers and give them the know-how, give them the starter kit to know how to go and do it themselves. You know, give them the wings to fly like I was given. You know, I've always been very uplifted by my family and my friends, and so I want to give that back to whoever needs
pass it on to the next.
Absolutely,
and so they can pass it on to the next.
Absolutely, and there are so many chefs out here, not just chefs, but great humans out here that are out to do the same.
Everywhere,
you know, and we
can't
fight those battles alone. You know, so we got to
we unite, be together, everybody, stick together.
Absolutely.
No need to burn bridges.
Yeah, so we're getting down. I know you're a busy man. You got some stuff to take care of. I want to do a quick little lightning round. I'm going to ask you a couple questions. Yeah, and you just give me the first response that you have. You know, so here we go. What's your favorite piece of cooking equipment?
My favorite piece of cooking equipment, huh? Probably them tongs.
Tongs?
Tongs. I'd have to say. Because I like to flip and spin and and I don't like to touch food. I wear gloves and I don't touch food. Even at home, I'm wearing gloves to cook dinner.
Yeah. You gotta have a glove budget. I'm sorry.
Sanitation. Okay.
Yeah. No, I love it, man. I love it.
I think everybody should wear gloves. I don't want your nail juice all over my taco.
Oh, here we go. That booger
that moco that you scraped in your nose or something. Yeah, put on gloves.
All right, moving on. What would be your last meal?
My last meal, breakfast. Red chili, eggs, papas, sausage, toast.
Oh, nice. Buttered toast?
Jelly, grape jelly.
Oh, there you go.
That's my.
What are you drinking for breakfast? Coffee or orange juice? You're a coffee orange juice kind of guy? Yeah, water guy.
Water. I got to rehydrate after the beer I drank last night.
Fair enough. Good point. So blonde or brunette?
I go brunette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. What's your go-to pickup line?
What's that, girl? You's a college girl? No, that's a joke we do at work. A newbie's walking over like, what's that, girl? You's a college girl? Me and my brothers. So I do what I do.
Yeah.
My brother in Nevada, actually Nick Cordova, he's probably watching too.
Right.
He's a chef out there too. You know what I mean? He followed my path when I was in Las Vegas, Nevada. I left. He ended up working there right after me for the next 6 or 7 years after that.
Okay.
So he kind of went there too. Then my little brother worked with me in the food truck. When you left and I brought my brother with me, he worked with me and helped me build everything that where we're at today.
Right.
He was right there with me. He's a complicated little kid, but he's a good kid.
Yeah.
But now he's venturing on his own and learning a little bit on his own. You know what I mean? And because it can't do everything. And then my nephew is now with me. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of family involved in this, and it's just not me. You know what I mean? It's my brothers and everybody, and my sisters help me serve. My other brother was busy the other day, and he was serving tables, bussing tables, dishwashing. You know what I mean? Do you see how?
Yeah.
It's not just like I'm not the only person in this. It's a group of us.
Mm-hmm.
It's a family thing.
Absolutely. What is your biggest fear?
Fear? I don't know. My biggest fear.
Touching food.
No. To lose your, death to somebody like your parents or your children. You know what I mean? That's the biggest fear. Right. You don't want to lose anybody. You want to keep that circle for life. And I know it comes and it hurts everybody. You know what I mean? But I think, like me, I'll take everything that I learned from him, pass it to the next generation. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And don't get down. You know what I mean? It happens. It's life. Right. Everybody's going to pass. Right. But that's probably the worst feeling, is to lose the loved ones.
Absolutely.
Or a friend.
Or
a friend coming to work or leaving after work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we both share the appreciation of Dia de los Muertos or Sugar Skull type artwork, praising the afterlife and that one's soul is like never gone.
Yeah, they're here. They're still spiritually somewhere around us.
Exactly.
They're guardian angels.
We appreciate life like that.
Exactly.
So that's awesome. All right. What is your go-to New Mexican dish? You walk into a New Mexican restaurant. Sorry.
Amber alert.
Oh, we got somebody being abducted right now. Oh, yeah, we're still on. Sorry about that. Yeah, you walk into a New Mexican restaurant. What do you go for?
I go for the ground beef, red chili smothered burrito.
Yeah.
That's what I grew up on. That's what Mama showed me when I went out and ate, and I discovered what chili was. That was my favorite. Yeah. That's what I go to.
That's awesome.
That or tacos.
Yeah.
Yeah, tacos. That or tacos, yeah.
So then.
But ground beef tacos, because that's where I grew up.
So if I
homemade salsa. Mama's tacos, bro.
Potatoes.
No, I don't think. I never witnessed potatoes until I came to Albuquerque.
Oh, for real?
We didn't put potatoes up north.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put ground beef and onion, if anything.
That's how you take that 1 pound of ground beef and you spread that out through the week.
To feed everybody.
Yeah. you make a 10 pounds of papas and 1 pound of ground beef.
$25, and I need to feed 10 people. And let's have papas in there. Make it bigger.
make it bigger. They're gonna laugh us out of here.
That's food on a budget. You know what I mean?
So then, last question: red or green?
I'm a red chili.
Yeah, red chili.
It runs through my blood. I bleed when I get cut. It's red chili flowing out.
Can you give us a recipe or like your most basic
you
chili recipe?
You get your chili palms. You throw them in a blender. Garlic, salt. There's garlic salt too.
Yeah.
I love garlic salt. I put in my secret. I put a little bit of chicken base in there.
Okay.
And it opens it up.
There you go.
You blend that thing with hot water. Let it soak. Then blend it.
Mm-hmm.
You pour it on some pork. Pork and red chili is it's a combo made in. When you eat chili with something else,
right.
It's not the same effect as the pork does. Right. You know what I mean?
I actually started taking from some of the Japanese influence. I started throwing like a piece of kombu, the seaweed, into the chili pot of water.
Did it? How did it taste?
That has like natural like MSG.
Oh yeah.
Like
instead
flavor
of chicken base.
Yeah. And
so
I mean we're kind of on the same page there of like flavor enhancing.
Yeah.
Or just that extra touch of love.
Yeah. And then you reduce it. You know what I mean? When you're cooking it, and reduce roast, get that perfect flavor.
No, that's exactly the way I love. I don't know these people who do like the powder and make a roux with it. Like
that's the way we were taught, but
I've never done it that way.
I could never make it right.
Yeah.
It's always too thick. You gotta brown the flour. Hito, if you brown the red chili more, it'll be hotter. But I don't want it to be too hot, so I'm afraid to. I don't know. My dad makes bomb chili.
Oh yeah.
And my mom kills it too.
Oh, yeah.
They're when it's dinner time, they're making the chili. You know what I mean? Because that's their.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I'll cut the vegetables and do a side dish for soup or something. That white tomato soup that she likes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something like that. So she wants something different.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do that part.
Oh, that's awesome.
Keep the tradition to the elders.
There it is.
That's their.
You gotta always pay respect.
Yeah.
You gotta always sometimes just doing things.
And them elders, they have no filter. If your chili's not good, they're gonna tell you, "Hey, mijito, this is not good. It's not right."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing it the way you showed me.
I still love you.
No, you didn't do it. You didn't put no love.
I still love you, but you messed this up.
And then us, you're a kid and your parents tell you, well, then you make it next time.
Yeah.
I hate do nothing.
I'm ready to wait.
All because you got the chili wrong. That's
Christmas was ruined because the chili
that's New Mexico, man. Yeah. Oh man, you messed the chili up out here. Yeah.
You messed the chili up on Christmas. Christmas is ruined.
You could cook the most amazing spread of food, but if you don't have the chile and you mess it up,
or the salsa.
Yeah.
It tastes like tomatoes.
Can't eat it. I put tomato sauce in my beans, and I had a bunch of New Mexicans over here. Like, everything was good. The beans, though, what's up with the beans?
You got some things you got to keep traditional.
Yeah.
Okay, some things we don't mess with. Just add flavor.
Tradition. Yeah, that actually has a story for another day.
Spanish rice is Spanish rice. You don't need to add anything to it.
Yeah.
Beans are beans.
Yeah, beans are beans.
You know what I mean? If you want, go get a lima bean and make something different. Okay. You know what I mean? Don't mess with the beans. Don't mess with the tortillas. Don't mess with the chile. Mm-hmm. Just leave it as is.
Well, talking about tradition, we're making a tradition of let's taco about it. That my guest and I, we go into the kitchen. We make a taco that kind of represents you.
Let's do two.
2 tacos. All right.
One a little healthier
version. 2 Las Vegases, 2 tacos. You lived in 2 types of Las Vegas, and we're gonna.
All right, I'll do one traditional one with a little twist, and then I'll do the Nevada. There you go.
Okay,
done.
Fair enough, guys. We're gonna get into
Las Vegas North Canyon taco. And you got the Las Vegas Sin City taco. Okay, you better put it over there like that next to the.
We're giving away too many. We're giving away too many secrets over here, man. Oh man. So, thank you guys. We're gonna get into the kitchen right now. Thank you for tuning in on Facebook Live.
Wolfpack.
Raul, thank you so much for doing
thank
this,
you.
man. I love you, brother.
Anything you ever need, I'm here.
Oh man, I appreciate this guy so much, guys.
Come down. You want to come to a podcast?
I already got chefs hitting me up, saying they want to be on here. So the list is getting longer. So get your name in the hat, sooner than later. Go see Raul at Ohana Hut. Go have some amazing sushi, poke bowls. They even got ramen over there.
We got that spicy ramen,
super delicious ramen.
Change your life.
Yeah, is that your mama right there?
Oh yeah, mira.
Órale, mama.
My hearts, big hug, little kiss, big kiss, little hug.
If I was your girlfriend on here, I'd be, who the fuck is that bitch?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the ex. That's the ex, bro.
All right, guys, we got to tune out. Otherwise,
I'm going to tell whoever she is, I'm going to whoop her motherfucking ass.
All right, guys. We're gonna get in the kitchen. Thank you guys so much. And we out.
Don't